The world's focus is scattered, but beneath the surface, a financial earthquake is brewing. You're not hearing the full story, but you're about to. Welcome to Iraqi Dinar Updates, where we peel back the layers to reveal the hidden wealth, strategic plays, and the monumental shifts that are truly shaping the global economy. If you're ready to understand the power of the dinar, and what it means for your future, you're in the right place. Let's dive in. People aren't paying attention to what's really going on with Iraq right now. Everyone is focused on distractions, but behind the scenes, Iraq is sitting on a gold mine literally and figuratively. I'm telling you, this isn't conspiracy talk. This is about a country that is holding massive wealth, mainly in oil, and the numbers are staggering. Try to wrap your head around this. Iraq may be holding somewhere between $16 to $17 trillion in assets, mostly from oil and natural resources. That's not a typo, a trillions with a T. And with that kind of wealth, you'd expect their currency to be stronger than it is right now, right? But here's the kicker: the Iraqi dinar is still sitting at around 1,310 to the US dollar. That's incredibly undervalued for a country with that much in reserves. It's almost like they're doing it on purpose. And that's where things get really interesting. Because if a country with trillions in oil-backed assets is keeping their currency low, who's really benefiting from that? Certainly not the United States. And you better believe someone like Donald Trump is paying attention. Trump made it clear during his presidency that he wasn't going to let countries manipulate their currencies anymore. Remember when he went after China? Same principle here. If Iraq is intentionally undervaluing their dinar to benefit from trade, to lock in favorable oil contracts, or to hoard wealth while looking weak on paper, that fits the exact definition of currency manipulation. And it flies directly in the face of everything Trump has been trying to stop. Now, let's break this down. If you have $17 trillion in natural resources, oil, gas, minerals, maybe even untapped reserves, and you're sitting on that kind of treasure chest, your currency should reflect that. Think about it. Other oil-rich countries like Saudi Arabia or the UAE, their currencies are much stronger and much more stable. Iraq? Not even close. So why the game? It's about control. It's about holding back your real value until you're ready to make a move. Iraq could be doing exactly that. They're in a unique position where they can play weak but are actually extremely strong. That's a smart move if you're looking to reposition yourself globally. And I believe that's exactly what they're doing. It's not just about Iraq being rich in resources, it's about them preparing for something bigger, or maybe a revaluation, maybe joining economic blocs with a stronger position, maybe something even deeper. Trump knows this. He's a businessman first, and he understands leverage better than most politicians. If Iraq is manipulating their currency and artificially suppressing it, Trump is going to see that as a threat to the US dollar. Because let's face it, the dollar is only as strong as other countries allow it to be. And if too many of them start hoarding resources and playing games with their currency, that weakens our position. I honestly believe Iraq is the #1 country to watch right now when it comes to this kind of power play. They're flying under the radar, but that's how major shifts happen. Quiet at first, then sudden. And they're not alone. There are at least 5 other countries I believe Trump is watching closely, maybe even negotiating with behind the scenes. We're talking about nations that are tired of being at the mercy of the dollar, nations that are stacking gold, stockpiling oil, and preparing to flip the script. This isn't something you're going to hear about in the mainstream media. They don't talk about central bank strategies or the real reason why certain currencies are suppressed. But behind closed doors, this stuff matters. Currency manipulation isn't just some financial term, it's a weapon. And countries like Iraq are starting to wield it in a big way. If Trump does return to power, or even just maintains influence over international policy, you better believe Iraq is going to be one of his targets. Not in a hostile way but strategically. He's going to want Iraq to revalue their currency, play fair, and stop hoarding wealth while pretending to be economically unstable. And if they do, watch what happens. A revaluation of the dinar would send shockwaves through the financial system. So think about it. Iraq holds trillions in assets. They keep their currency low. They benefit while others suffer. Trump doesn't like that kind of imbalance. This isn't about oil alone. It's about monetary power. It's about control. It's about who calls the shots in the new global order. Iraq, in my opinion, is at the center of all of this. They may seem unstable on the surface, but underneath, they're sitting on a throne of wealth and strategy. And that's why you need to keep your eyes on them. Because when the shift comes, it's going to be fast and a lot of people will be caught off guard. The tides are turning in global finance, and Iraq is at the forefront. Don't be caught off guard when the dinar makes its move. For continuous, deep dive analysis into this critical subject and other nations preparing to reshape the economic landscape, subscribe now to Iraqi Dinar Updates. Arm yourself with knowledge. Be part of the informed few. We'll see you in the next update.